It's now my great pleasure to introduce Victoria Reggie Kennedy, who is an accomplished attorney and consultant, but whose presence here today is meaningful not only because of her own accomplishments, but also because her late husband, Senator Edward M. Kennedy, stood at this very spot to help us celebrate the 5th and 10th anniversaries of the Center for Community Health Improvement. And we are so grateful to Vicki for continuing her family's legacy of helping us punctuate our contributions and accomplishments in community health, but also helping to inspire us to reach even further into the future. Vicki is currently the president of the board and co-founder of the Edward M. Kennedy Institute for the United States Senate on Columbia Point in Boston. For those of you who haven't visited the Institute, I encourage you to do it this afternoon if you're off work. But I've been there twice with my family. It is a remarkable place to visit. She was also has served as a trustee of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, was nominated by President Obama to serve on the Board of Governors of the U.S. Postal Service. She was a co-founder and past president of Common Sense About Kids and Guns, and served for 10 years as a member of the board of directors of the Brady Center to Prevent Gun Violence. I know that one of her proudest moments was to stand next to President Obama when he signed the Affordable Care Act of 2010, a dream for many Americans, but no more so than her late husband, Ted Kennedy. So please help me give a very warm MGH welcome to Vicki Kennedy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter Slavin, for that very, very kind introduction and for all you do to protect and preserve the health and lives of so many. Thank you, Mayor Walsh, for the leadership of this city that we love so much. Thank you, Dr. Garth Graham, and I look so forward to hearing you a little later. Nicole, in a very, very special way, thank you for sharing your story. I know how hard it is to open your heart, and as the mayor said, it's so important to share what you have to say, but then to turn your own story into helping others means so much. Thank you, really, on behalf of all of us. And to Joan Quinlan and Dr. Joe Betancourt, thank you for all of the hard work you do to ensure that access to quality health care is a right and not a privilege, even in the most underserved communities. As Peter said, when he invited me to speak here today, he reminded me that my husband was with you to celebrate the 5th and 10th anniversaries of the Center for Community Health Improvement. I can only imagine how happy that made Teddy. First of all, we know that Teddy loves celebrations. More important, as he said so many times, health care for all was the cause of his life. And to have MGH, his hospital, the place where he received care, reaching out in such an important way, well, that would have made him very happy indeed. As he so often said, it's one thing to talk the talk. You've also got to walk the walk. And you've been walking the walk for 20 years with the Center for Community Health Improvement and for 10 years at the Disparities Solution Center. Nearly 50 years ago, in his first speech calling for high-quality health care for every man, woman, and child in the U.S., Ted Kennedy said, "We already possess the knowledge and the technology to achieve our goal. All we need is the will. You are that will. Every time you help a child in Revere eat healthier and stay active, or screen a patient in Chelsea for cancer, or conduct an in-home visit with an elderly person to coordinate their services. Yes, you are that will, as you show us every single day. And you make lives better and healthier because you care. You know and you show by your life's work that access to quality health care is a right for all, not a privilege for the few. You work on some of the toughest and most important challenges our community faces, like substance use, as we just heard. You don't take a cramped view at what constitutes health care. You look at the whole person and the whole environment. You understand that a patient can't be healthy if they're feeling unsafe. You so rightly and wisely take a holistic approach to health care with violence intervention advocacy programs and programs for victims of domestic violence and children who witness violence, for example. Oh yes, you walk the walk. And through the Disparities Solution Center, you have addressed head-on racial and ethnic disparities in health care and have made great strides in achieving equity. And as so often happens here at MGH, your approach has become a model for the nation, as the Disparities Solution Center has shared its lessons and created a movement among more than 140 healthcare systems in 31 states across the country. I am so proud, and I know Teddy would be so proud, that Boston is once again leading the nation in healthcare innovation, and that Mass General, the Center for Community Health Improvement, and the Disparities Center have been the catalysts for change. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this wonderful celebration. I am so honored to be here with you today.